Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatin Vyasam Tado Jayam Mudrayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langaite Girim Yat Kripatvam Maham Mande Sri Guru Tinataram Paramananda. So reading from the all auspicious Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 7, Text 9. Saunaka Bubacha
Shaunaka Uvacha
Savai Nivritti Nirataha
Savai Nivritti Nirataha
Sarvatro Pekshako Muni
Sarvatro Pekshako Munihi
Shava Bhratim Yetam
Kasya va Brihatim Etam
Atma Rama Samabhyashat.
Atma Arama Samabhyasat.
Thank you, Mataji. Word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Saunaka Bubacha, Sri Saunaka asked, he, why, of course, Nivritti, on the path of self-realization, Nirataha, always engaged, Sarvatra, in every respect, Upekshakaha, indifferent, Munihi, sage, Kashyap, for what reason, or Brihatim, vast, Etam, this Atma Aramaha, one who is pleased in himself. Samabhyashat, undergo the studies. Translation. The Saunaka, Sri Saunaka asked Suta Goswami. Sri Shukadeva Goswami was already on the path of self-realization, and thus he was pleased with his own self. So why did he take the trouble to undergo the study of such a vast literature purport? For the people in general, the highest perfection of life is to cease from material activities and to be fixed in the path of self-realization. Those who take pleasure in the sense enjoyment, or those who are fixed in material bodily welfare work, are called karmis. Out of thousands and millions of such karmis, one may become an Atmarama by self-realization. Atma means self and Arama means to take pleasure. Everyone is searching after the highest pleasure, but the standard of pleasure of one may be different from the standard of another. Therefore, the standard of pleasure enjoyed by the karmis is different from that of the Atma Aramas. The Atma Ramas are completely indifferent of material enjoyment in every respect. Srila Sukadeva Goswami had already attained the stage, and still he was attracted to undergo the trouble of studying the great Bhagavatam literature. This means that Srimad Bhagavatam is a postgraduate study even for the Atma Ramas, who have surpassed on the studies of Vedic knowledge. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshmarum Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Atapatagamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Cha Vishakan Vitamcha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostume Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shaban Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha patitanam papanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shaunaka Bhuvacha Savai Nivrutti Nirataha Sarvatropekshako Muni Kashyava Brihatim Yetam Atma Rama Samabhashyat. Very wonderful words today we are going to discuss. Sri Saunaka asked Sutta Goswami, Sri Sukadeva Goswami was already on the path of self-realization and thus he was pleased with his own self. So Saunaka Rishi got a doubt here. How do I understand? Because he has been very attentively hearing from Sutta Goswami from his team of thousands of rishis gathered in Naimisharanya. Now, if anybody gets doubt, that's really conducive for devotional service. If a person not at all getting any doubt and he is a big doubt person, Mr. Doubt. So, but Saunaka Rishi was very enthusiastic. He got a doubt. How Sukadeva Goswami, he is already, what do you call, Atma Sakshatkar person, Why does he need again self-realization? Because he is taking, himself in reading and serving the Supreme Lord. There itself, he is taking a lot of pleasure. Then again, why did he take this trouble to undergo study such a vast literature? So Srila Prabhupada gives various insights into the words. For the people in general, the highest perfection of life is to cease from material activities and to be fixed in the path of self-realization. So often, the English word may not exactly match with the Sanskrit words. For example, self-realization, if we take, this is called Atma Sakshatkar. So once the soul, it should realize. Normally, in the anybody sends you cash when there were no Paytms or other online transactions were not there. You need to supposed to deposit a check on his name, but immediately the amount will not be credited, and the bankers, they say it has to realize. Realize means it has to undergo the process until it gets credited to your account. Similarly, the self-realized person here, the Sanskrit meaning is Atma Sakshatkar. A person has to realize himself that he is not the body, I am the soul. And the soul's utmost duty is to serve the super soul. Now, this is called self-realization. So, Srila Prabhupada here mentions that highest perfection of life is to cease from material activities, in the sense taking pleasure in oneself, like meat eating, gambling, illegal sex, and intoxication, and so many other abominable things. And people think that this is a great source of enjoyment, but they are unable to come out of this. So those who take pleasure in sense enjoyment, or those who are fixed in material bodily welfare park, are called karmis. It's a wonderful definition given by Srila Prabhupada. We should always remember who are karmis. Karmis are the one They want to take pleasure in themselves, and they, whatever the objects they see, they want to enjoy it. In this way, they are in bodily consciousness, and normally they cannot come out of their karmic activities. That's why Srila Prabhupada is given one example. Out of thousands and millions of such karmis, one may become an Atmanama by self-realization. And on this context, I like to refer cross-reference with Srimad Bhagavad Gita 7.3. The Lord says here, Manushyanam sahasreshu kvachitadati siddhaya yatatam api siddhanam kvachinmam vetti tattvattaha. Translation, out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection. Perfection in the sense, self-realization. And of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. That is called Kachinmam Vetti Tattvataha. Hardly anyone knows me in truth. So where do we stand? We also have to ask a question. Where am I? And if you are aware where you are, and this is a one-step advancement in spirituality, then you can next set your goal where you want to become another 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. And we need to fix goals and keep also milestones for our spiritual life. So there are various grades of men, and out of many thousands, one may be sufficiently interested in transcendental realization. You're trying to know what is the self, what is the body. So we may not able to, achieve all these things without a guru's guidance. If a guru is not there, and it is highly impossible for us to become, Atmarama. So in the search of spirituality, and we should always seek blessings from Guru and follow his footsteps. Then the path is very easy for us. So karmis may take so much advancement. They think it is advancement, like building hospitals and giving so much charity. If you give so much charity also, but that is not your money, the Krishna's money you are giving. You are just custodian, whatever the property, the currency you have. But the ultimate owner, the supreme owner is Krishna himself. So, and where is the question of, donating God's money to others? Bhumi nanalo apolo vayu kammanor buddhi evacha. Lord says it is Bhumi, Agni, Vayu. They are all, my property, Lord saying. But we are, with so much proud, I am only supplying this oxygen cylinders during Corona. And he is very much proud of that, and he is getting a lot of awards and rewards also. But actually, Lord says this air, this gali, it is coming from me, Lord says. But ignorant people, karmi people, they don't realize that Krishna is the supreme Lord. He is the owner of all the property. And they want to take, their own sense enjoyment. So they are called actually karmis. So I also would like to share a small snippet of Srila Prabhupada. What does he talk about this karmis also?
Gita, just like the swans, they do not take pleasure in a place where the crows can take place. As there is distinction between the crows and the swans, even in the birds' kingdom, or even in the animal kingdom, you will find always different kinds of varieties of birds and beasts, they live together. Similarly, those who are saintly persons, those who are Krishna-conscious persons, their taste is different from the persons who are just like crows.
So Srila Prabhupada explains here, who are saintly persons? They are, just like swans. Then karmis, they are compared to the crows here. Crow always looks for some dirty things, whereas swan looks for milk. And among the milk also, swan separates water, and it drinks only the milk. And This is compared to the saintly persons. Manushyanam Sahasresha.
Crows are interested in things charvita charvananam. Prahlad Maharaj says, chewing the chewed. Already it has been chewed, and if somebody wants to try it, let me see what is the...
Chewing the chewed means, for example, you enjoyed a sex pleasure, and you want to enjoy it again and again. This is called chewing the chewed. And you want to enjoy property, and you have been hankering for that. And so many births back also you enjoyed, this birth also you want to enjoy all these things. This is called chewing the chewed. And sometime back you are a minister or a prime minister or a governor or a king of some small island or country, and you ruled over the people and enjoyed all sense gratification. And this is also chewing the chewed. You want to enjoy it again and again, but whatever you have already chewed, there is no taste in that. Again, you want to chew it. For example, sugarcane, you keep, these days I think nobody is eating sugarcane. It is difficult for them because they have mouth and teeth problem. The teeth are not stronger than some decades back. They want to eat only sugarcane juice. They want to have to drink only. They cannot able to chew. For example, if you take sugarcane also, if you chew it, beginning the juice comes into the mouth and it's so deliciable. And again you chew it. It is some more it's delicious because little more juice is there. Like that, how long you can go on chewing, and there is hardly any juice in that. Similarly, the material world, we want to enjoy that coffee, this tea, or that woman, this man, or this bungalow, that car, or this name and fame. This is what chewing the chew. That's what Prabhupada wants to highlight here.
Test. It is useless labor only. So this material world is going on the system of chewing the chewed.
Okay, that's what I wanted to mention. We'll go a little further. So, who are fixed in material bodily welfare work? Material bodily welfare work means, donating so much clothes or money or some other instruments. They cannot transform a person for whom they are donating. It is you are all doing only for your body, not for the soul. But International Society for Krishna Consciousness, it is working on the platform of soul, and the soul's realization is to serve the super soul. And in this way, this Atma Rama verse is very nicely explained in the next verse. And I'm not going to touch it, but next verse is going to be very, very fantastic verse, and you should never miss. So Atma means self and Arama means to take pleasure. Everyone is searching after the highest pleasure, but the standard of pleasure one may be different from standard of another. Therefore, the standard of pleasure enjoyed by the karmis is different from that of Atma Ramas. So Atma Ramas are the people, those who have realized the absolute truth, and they want to serve the Supreme Lord only. And they do not take pleasure in material platform. They don't want to, eat more than required. How much ever required, that much only they want to eat it. But people who are enamored with this material pleasure, they want to enjoy it a lot and lot. And, they also inspire others for the material enjoyment. Thereby, they are misguiding the general public. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Lord also says, how should be a guide? Who should be a mentor? Yad yad acharati sreshta, taddad evataro janaha. So here, yad yad acharati sreshta. Sreshta means they all perfect, they all good. And he should be devotee of the Lord. He is only called Sreshta, and not unnecessarily, making his followers, you do these wrong things. He thinks that it is very wonderful thing, but It is not approved as per Guru and Sadhu Shastra. So in this way, Srimad Bhagavatam study is a postgraduate study, even for Atma Ramas also. Even if you are a self-realized personality also, you are supposed to read this Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is called Amala Puran. So Amala Puran means, Mala means it's a dirt. Amala means it has not even a tinge of any mala. That's why either you are a karmi person, or if you are a normal person, or self-realized or not self-realized, we all have to read the all auspicious Srimad Bhagavatam. Even if you have so many books also, they may not match with Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so with this I will conclude. So thank you very much for patiently listening. Hare Krishna, Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam. Ki Jai.